It's 50 pounds without these. And I'll wear it around my neck. It'll go like this. This is how we wear.
It's in a container. Lift it up a little bit. Lift it up a little. See if we can lift the chain up.
Wow. What is this? What is this for?
This, every animal on here is loved.
Oh, so this is the chain.
These Dremeled. All of these are Dremeled. With a name and a number and a letter.
That actually looks like he's on Game of Thrones right now.
So this is the chain I'll be wearing to Albany around
You're
my
going
neck.
to wear that chain around your neck? You're going to have back problems.
Oh, good thing I'm
Are
short.
you really wearing that around your neck?
Yes, I
How much
really am.
does it weigh? It's got to be 50
It weighs 50 pounds plus the that are on it.
Can you show us the names, how that works?
Yeah. You can see, like there's A51 and it's a dog's name. And then there's
There's like
A53.
washers on each one of them.
Yep, and it's attached with a screw. And we have a journal that goes with this. So wherever the chain goes in the country or in the state, it can go anywhere. And it unites animal advocates and people who care about their animals.
Wow.
So we take all of the dogs, and Lainey will always be the number one on the chain.
Got it. Okay.
But there's 19 horses from Sharon Springs that we helped a while ago on there.
Okay, all right.
You know, and then people have bought the links. And then we use that for a medical fund.
Cool. All right, so people pay to have that on there. All right, so what are you walking for? I know there's some legislation that you're probably for in the area, which I'm really against. And we can get into that a little bit. But what are you walking for here?
We're actually walking for Humane Lobby Day, which is March 24th in Albany.
When do you start walking?
We start on the 14th at All Creatures in Rome.
Okay.
And then
Going to Albany? That's a long walk.
114 miles exactly.
I walked to Syracuse once, and that's a long
Yeah,
walk. Yes, Brian Williams, I'm sure you did. Yes, I'm sure you did.
All right. Mine's going to be on video, so people are going to know I'm
mine
walking.
was too. We were walking for the Red Cross or something.
I remember your times doing all that.
We did. We walked. We had a vehicle. That was a long walk, though.
It is.
And I cheated. So how are you gonna? You're not gonna cheat, are you?
No, I can't because you know what? I had a pit bull come to me on a chain like that.
You're
once.
gonna wear it. He wants to ask you.
You're gonna wear this when you walk?
Yes.
Wow, Kim, you're very strong.
No, I'm very determined because I had a dog come to me like that, and
On a chain like that. This is a chain that you might see on like a.
It's a 2,800 pound tow chain.
Okay, it's a tow chain that you'd see them like try to tow somebody out
But
of.
numbskulls put these kind of chains on a dog, and what it does, it actually bends their spine because of the weight of it.
Sure, it does. Yeah.
So
it's gonna bend your spine. Are you aware of that?
well, I've got doctors on board with
Okay,
us
all right.
and nurses. So and we're going to take breaks. You know, every 10 to 15 mile, we're going to take 10 to 15 minute breaks, and people can walk with us. So when
Okay.
people walk with us, they're going to actually help me carry the chain. We actually, I guess the mayor of Rome is supposed to be walking with us through
Wow.
Rome, so he's going to help carry the chain, and then
So what do you just put a link? You kind of because it goes around your neck 2 or 3
Yeah.
times. It's a long chain.
or I'm 5 foot tall, Bill. It'll
Oh,
go
okay,
around 10 or
alright,
12
yeah.
times.
Well, and one of my also concerns is that you're going to have to wear a lot of scarf and protective because this is really cold here.
yeah.
Do you have your route picked out? Are you going to
Yes,
be
yeah,
walking?
we-
When do you leave again?
March 14th is a Saturday.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, we're still not looking
I know.
at. This St. Patrick's Day parade. Let's not forget how many years we've been in that parade.
And we freeze.
And you freeze. Are you going to walk in the parade? You should do the.
No,
the
we're not
parade.
doing the parade. We did that last year, and I had to
Okay.
kneel the whole way, and it was freezing.
You walked the whole way.
No, I had to kneel on the float the whole way.
Oh, you
doing
kneeled,
the
right.
whole thing.
Like when you were chained. I saw you chained to a building a while back.
That was 2
In the
Christmases
cold.
ago. Yep,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
100 hours.
Over by by Red
I
Lobster.
remember that.
Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yep, that
Okay,
was,
so I guess I agree that chain should not be legal for a dog owner to put their dog on that chain. That should be inhumane. But I'm a believer that we already have the laws in place that make something inhumane, like the pinch collar. I know you're probably against that. I'm all for the pinch collar as long as it's used properly, and the electric collar and all of those things. You're looking at me. I love the electric collar.
gonna go with the
I
seizures.
love the electric collar. It's done so much for our dog. Crazy dog. I have a crazy dog.
I know you do.
And I can't tell you the last time the dog was shocked. And it's only a little thing. Andrew had it on.
Yeah, it's done a lot for me. It's done one
Look at how much weight Andrew has lost. With this collar on.
I can
Now,
lift this
all you
chain.
need is the sound. The dog only it took like 1 or 2 times, and it was a slight static electric shock. And now you just give a little sound, and it really does work. Now, if people are abusing that, I believe they should be arrested, like in any situation. But to outlaw these devices that, when used properly, there are animal. Well, all right, be careful. He's going to knock that right over on the monitor. No. Andrew just pulled his shoulder
here,
off. Workers' comp situation right now. Okay. You see what I'm saying? I think we can do things. I applaud what you're doing. I mean, you care, and you're putting all of your time into this for no profit whatsoever.
Nope.
This is all because you care, and I applaud that. There aren't a lot of people in this world that are able to dedicate time like you do to a cause, and that's awesome. I just hope we don't go too far.
Well, again, the Consolidated Animal Crimes Bill, which is what we're going to Albany to fight for,
Yeah.
moves the laws from the Ag and Market Departments to the Penal Code.
Right.
So that isn't changing the laws, actually, at all. It's changing where they're located.
Yeah.
So the police are trained with them. The Humane Society of the United States supports it. Joe Griffo, our assembly people.
Yeah, I like that. I mean,
You
I
know,
think that's a
so
good
that's
idea.
what we're going to Albany for. is-
Somebody tortures an animal or leaves. I mean, there's a story out Syracuse where a couple has been arrested. I think they're facing the charges of trial over. They've been charged with abandoning a dog and something
There's
else.
one in Whitesboro right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those cases happen. Everybody agrees they're wrong.
It's bad. Yeah.
Getting the middle of the road cases into courtrooms is easier once we get them into the penal code.
Right.
So that's what we're going to Albany to fight for. This chain really represents the pain that these animals feel that gets ignored. And you got to remember, Bill, 3 years ago in Oneida County, this stuff was pretty much ignored.
Yeah.
It didn't hit the news like it hits the news now across the state.
I think about one of my memories of childhood memories. It would be the cartoon, right, where the dog. What's the dog that is always chained in the doghouse, and the animal, whether it's Tom and Jerry or whatever, come over, and the dog goes chasing after them. And what is that cartoon? I forget what.
There's a bunch of them, but Tom and Jerry included.
Tom and Jerry,
Sylvester.
yeah, all of those.
Tweety.
And I'm not saying that a dog should be. No animal should be left, and it's not just dogs, by the way. From childhood, I remember a horse being chained because it would always get out of jump the fence. So in order to keep it in, it was on a leash. So I don't think animals should be just left. But say you have somebody, it's a hardworking family, they care for their animals, and they know that the safest thing for them to do is not leave the dog inside in a crate. Put the dog out on a leash. The dog stays there while people are at work, because if the dog isn't on a leash, you can get out and possibly bite someone. So should that person not have a dog in your eyes? I'm not saying every day it happens. I'm saying in situations, should that person be prosecuted and not allowed to
On
have
a day
dog?
like today, absolutely.
Oh, certainly. I mean, it's
Okay,
very cool.
but that's the thing. Are there if, ands, or buts in everything?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. Is it how I would treat my dogs? Oh my God, no. But I'm not asking that people treat their dogs the way I treat my dogs.
Yeah.
I'm asking that they keep the dogs safe, that the dogs are not at risk for frostbite or heat stroke, that they have proper water, that they have proper food, that they're properly vetted. So what we're asking for in the anti-tethering law, which is what I'm thinking you're opposing,
Yeah, I am opposing.
is, here's the thing. We have dogs tied out right now in weather like this, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Nothing.
But shouldn't it fall under the category of being of abusing a dog? To me, if you put a dog out on a chain right now and you leave that dog out in sub-zero temperatures, that is animal cruelty, and it should be treated that way. I mean, that's
it's
what.
not.
But that's what the couple in Syracuse, I believe, is being charged with. They abandoned the dog. Now,
Yep.
do you have to do it for days and
Yeah.
days on end?
See,
Is that
here's
what
the
it
thing,
is?
you have to prove they've been without food and water for
Okay.
24 hours. You have to prove, and then you have to get veterinarians involved. Is it appropriate weather for the dog? There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts about it. With the anti-tethering law, you're still going to be able to put your dog out when you go to work with this anti-tethering law.
On a leash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside. But not for 12 to 24 hours.
Well, that, to me, that I guess
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah,
So-
leave a dog out there for days at a
So,
time.
and they're
would be-
debating whether it's 8 hours, 10 hours, however, what
Yeah.
they're going to come up with and what they decide to do, is one thing. But it's not, because I have a dog, he can jump an 8-foot fence. He cannot go out unless he's on a long lead, period.
Okay, so you use a
I have to use a long lead for
Okay,
him
all right.
because he will jump an 8-foot fence clean.
Right.
So I get that.
I've jumped an 8-foot fence.
No, you didn't. It's too taller than you.
Good point.
So my point is, we don't want dogs left outside unattended. Here's the thing: when you put a dog outside a chain and you lock him out there for 24 hours a day, you get mean dogs.
No doubt about it.
So that's what we're trying to prevent. We're not trying to prevent that you want to put your dog out for a couple hours in the morning to get some exercise and run around and play, and you want to keep him safe. That's not what we're objecting to at all.
In reality, man, if you really do, I mean, I'm apprehensive about this law, but if you do not have the ability, it's the one thing they ask at the Humane Society. Can you handle this animal? Do you have a lifestyle where you can handle the animal? For instance, I do a lot of work at home. So this dog, which is my daughter's, guess who spends most time with the dog?
Of course.
It always happens, right?
Of course.
So we have a lifestyle and a property that allows, we never have to chain the dog. The dog gets on a chain when we mow the lawn. Other than that, we have a fenced-in yard, so we don't have to worry about it. But I guess if you don't have the ability to handle an animal, maybe you shouldn't have it. I just am worried about passing laws that are blanket, like the pinch collar thing. In some cases, some dogs, without that pinch collar, how do you walk a dog?
You train them.
Oh.
You know what, Bill? I'm 5 foot tall. I'm a 40-year-old female. There is not one dog I have come across in over 1,000 dogs that I can't train to walk
I
on a
knew we
collar.
had a 1 in a million dog. I knew it. I knew our dog was special.
No,
I'm telling
and
you.
I guarantee you, give me 1
Listen,
week,
I've
I
had-
can make your dog
I've
walk
had
on a leash
dog
without a
tra-
shock or problem.
I've had dog trainers like, man, there is something. They're suggesting medicine that we would put on the dog.
It's called burn the energy, train the dog.
Well,
Without pain.
that does work. I mean, you make them run and run and run and run. I think you might have told me that on the air
I
one
did.
time. Run, and you tire that dog out. All of a sudden, they're not
They're
running like they
compliant
were.
and they're happy.
So what about the cases of animals that have been maybe in abusive situations that tend to have, for lack of a better word, anger management issues?
Yeah.
Not so easily trained in a week, a month, a year,
Well,
the dogs have
here's the
been
thing.
versus putting them to sleep. Do you think that they should be allowed, their owners should be allowed to use things like pinch
I want
collars?
you to hold on that question, and then we'll come right back here. So you want to pipe in on this at all? Maybe you have an opinion on the pinch collar, the electric thing. Kim's walked to Albany. For God's sake, she's walking from Rome to Albany.
Join us.
That is huge. 7360186 if you want to pipe in. I'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. I'm sticking with the shock collar. I mean, that's such an awful word. I mean, shock collar. Why can't they call it?
Less than what it is.
Well, it's not that bad.
It can be.
But listen, you don't have to have it charged. If you put that collar on our dog, she just knows. And you're not even charged. You don't even have to, it's just she knows.
Bill, I actually have to say, I used a shock collar years ago, long before I was
Yep.
ever involved in training. And it worked for my German Shepherds when they were under 6 months old. When
Right.
they got older, they realized they could blow it. And then we put 2 shock collars on them. And then I turned the shock. They were screaming as they were blowing it, but they would get down the road.
Yeah,
Because they just didn't work on them. And I found out from my vet that sometimes some animals they don't work on. This is again,
In this case, I'm going to tell you, I would not use this. You can't use that to stop a dog from running. I've learned that. Our dog is confined. But if that dog is running, that dog will just keep running because But if it's in a confined area, and all it takes is the sound. I don't want to be the advocate for this, but I do like it. We use it, and I'm sorry for that. I know you're looking at me funny. I apologize for it. But what about the pinch collar? I mean, where I think pinch collars can be dangerous is if you should never leave them always on a dog, but if you're going on a walk, it mirrors what the mother.
No, it doesn't. That's crap. Crap. I'm not even gonna let you say it. It's crap. That's what you've been told.
I haven't.
That's what the Kool-Aid that people want you to drink.
My dog trainers.
Yeah, I know. It's crap.
You don't agree with those dog
Well,
trainers?
I'll tell people this when I go to train their dogs.
Yeah.
If you can withstand one of my corrections on that prong collar on your arm and you don't go to the floor, then you can put it on your dog. I've never had a man been able to withstand one of my tugs because I'll put him on the floor.
I'm not going to mess with him.
It's just, I use trust training.
You don't have one with you, do you?
No.
What about you were going to volunteer?
You're calling it a
Well, I don't know.
prong collar?
Andrew was getting shocked in the face, so I guess we'll.
Well, you know
Did
what?
I bring the
Here's the
collar
thing.
with me? No.
No,
With
no,
a
What is a
trainer,
prod collar? What is that?
prog, that would be,
Prog.
it's more of a rubber collar.
Okay.
It cinches around the neck. It can't embed itself in the neck.
Well, and one of the things I was going to say about the pinch collars is if you leave it on a dog, for instance, we have pine trees and
Emerald
shrubs
ash borer
and
trees.
we have all that stuff. And the dog once, it was on the dog, and the dog got caught as she was running, and it did cut the dog. So we don't use that.
You know
I haven't
what?
used that since then.
There are quick, fast way to get fast results for people who are too lazy to train their dog with trust.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. Can they work? Can they be safe? Yes. People are the component which make them not safe.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you see people with them and they're doing a constant pull on that collar.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
bad.
what they're designed
No,
for.
it's meant for a quick tug, and
Yep.
you're right. So if people aren't trained and they're using them, that can be very
Yep.
bad.
Or if the people are trained incorrectly.
All right, pick up the chain again, just so people can hear the girth of this. You're going to be wearing this chain walking from Rome all the way out to Albany.
With my dog.
50 pounds of that chain will be on you.
Ooh,
Listen to that. Unbelievable.
this is the ghost of Christmas.
It doesn't
Eve.
go.
Ooh. it's
Okay,
like
if
cutting
people
into my
want
neck.
details, what do they have to do there, Kim?
If they'd like to walk with us,
Okay.
we'd love to have them. We're going to have vehicles transporting people back and forth to wherever I am on the walk.
Okay.
We're going to have a GPS tracker on me, so you can log onto the website and see where I am at every point of the
Oh,
trip,
that's
so I
cool.
can't cheat.
Neat. Okay, that's a good idea.
And if they want to take the bus to Albany, we're getting a Bernie bus from Syracuse to Albany for Humane Lobby Day.
It's pretty heavy, isn't it, Jeff?
It's at least 50, 60 pounds at least.
The main chain is 50 pounds.
All right, and I do want to say that you have to be careful. You could really hurt yourself walking all that distance.
Yep, and you know what?
You're okay with that?
It makes a statement, Bill.
Yeah.
I can raise awareness with this chain, can stop people in their tracks from walking with this chain. That's what my goal is.
All right, well.
And
I
we
give
want
all the
people to
more
join
power.
us in Albany. We want people to have a voice in government.
All right.
Good, bad, or otherwise, this is your voice.
All right, Kim Strong, I really, I have to tell you, I'm in honor of what you, it's really interesting that you're willing to take this. This is a long walk, and I envy is the word I'm looking for.
Well, Bill, you used to do all the same stuff.
I did.
I learned from you years
Well,
ago.
We got into some crazy things to get people to give money and to care.
When I first met you, it was a helicopter ride somewhere. It was something you were doing for
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, good
So-
for you. Again, on Facebook, what is your Facebook? It's Lainey.
Justice for Lainey
Justice for Lainey.
is a group on Facebook, and or Lainey's Army has a page.
Now, you'll have a cell phone with you so we can follow you as you go along.
Yep, we'll be posting videos on
We'll
the
cover
website,
you.
which will be up the end of the week, thelaineychain.com.
Okay.
So you'll be able to follow us, call
Got it.
us.
March 14th, you're heading out.
Yep.
Awesome.
And so
All right.
we'll be actually walking by the radio station on the 15th.
So you have to make your way in here. So
Yes,
nice.
absolutely.
All right, Kim Strong, you can check it all. We'll have links up on our news site at WIBX950.com. Kim, thank you. She's taking her chain.
I am.
Getting out of here. 7 below 0.